So here we are at the Tram Museum tram stop, and it's actually the Bendigo mine, which we're going to descend a few hundred metres underground in a moment. So I think just swapping over the power from one end to the other. It'll only be a small shock. So here we've got a summer version. Looks like Mr. 258's ready to go. We'll see you in a short while. So we're just heading underground, but they've just got a lovely model here. So a steam boiler and horizontal single cylinder double acting steam engine with the pulverizer or rock crusher or crushing battery with the cams lifting the heavy weight. Somebody's done a beautiful job of that. And then another larger single cylinder horizontal steam engine. Beautiful. Somebody's done a lovely job making that stuff. We'll catch you underground.
A lot of glitter in this wall here. Have you heard people talk about fool's gold?
Oh yeah?
Yeah, this is fool's gold, iron pyrite. It shines more because of the minerals that are in it and its shape. It's shaped like dice, so it reflects light a lot more than what gold will do. It has a small amount of gold in it, but it was mainly mined for sulphur. If you found this, there's a chance there's gold around. And there is gold around here, but it's over this side. Now if we look up the top here in the quartz, it looks like 5 or 6 little yellow stones. That's gold. That little group there, that's about $3,500 worth. The second window, the quartz down the bottom, there's another 4 colours down there. That's around $2,500 worth. Underground, they're known as colours or specimens. Nuggets of gold you will only ever find on the surface. Down here, these tiny little colours trapped in the rock. The rock cools and hardens and stays there.
So there'll be heaps more behind all that?
Not behind there, no, it's more just going to be along this way.
Oh, right.
So it's going to be, it would have settled in the reef along here. Some people do ask, well, if it's there, is it going to be more in behind it?
Yeah, that's
Very
it.
rarely will there be.
You're going to get a
more
lot of
behind
greedy
it.
people when this place like closes down.
Yeah. So there we go. So that little group there, Central Deborah, mining here from 1939 to 54, and in that time they mined out 929 kilo of gold. And in today's market, that's around $90 million. Now Bendigo's gold rush, it started way back in 1851 and went through to 1954. And in that time, there were more than 5,500 mines sunk on the field. Most of those mines were in an area 15 kilometres north-south, 5 kilometres east-west. They mined out of Bendigo 720,000 kilogram of gold, or 22 million ounces. And in today's market, that is $63 billion. For its size, Bendigo is the richest goldfield in the world. We have more deep mines here than any goldfield in the world, and we are the richest goldfield in Australia.
Oh wow.
And there are 3 things we're really proud of. As much as Chico rolls and Sunlong.
Yeah, Chico rolls.
There's no active mining in Bendigo at the moment. The nearest to us is Fosterville, 30 minutes away out near Axdale. They are mining out $1 million worth of gold a week, and they employ more than 800 people. And they are the richest gold mine in the world for their size. They're a Canadian-owned group, Agnico Gold. Agnico, they own the richest gold mine in the world, which is in Canada. So they're doing really, really well. Our gold rush, 1851, there's only about 20 people living here. was part of the Ravenswood sheep run. It was the wives of 2 shepherds that first found gold here, washing their clothes in the creek about 1 kilometre away, and what's now known as Golden Square. To get money for their gold, they had to go to Castlemaine, a 2-day walk south of here. They head on down there, get their money for their gold and go shopping. While they're shopping, told people where they found gold.
Oh, and then everyone comes.
By the time they walk
Always
back
word
to
of
here,
mouth.
more than 500 people lining the creek panning away. Within 2 years, there's more than 20,000 people from all around the world. A lot of them from Cornwall, a lot of them from China, quite a lot of them from America. It was the Americans, a lot of them who'd been part of the Californian gold rush a few years earlier. They knew exactly what they were looking for and how to get it, and it was the quartz. And if it's poking through the ground, it's got to be below them. So that's where they started sinking their shafts and working their way in. The Chinese, they were more the alluvial, panning for the gold in creeks and rivers and so on. They are the best in the world at doing that. They did go underground, but they didn't like going down very deep. Whereas the Americans and the Europeans, let's keep going deeper and deeper, working into these reefs. But everyone brought different ideas and techniques, and away you go. So it was brilliant how it all worked.
So if in modern day now, for
Yeah,
instance,
yeah.
we get programmed Aussie gold hunters
Yeah,
and
yeah,
things,
yeah,
and they can
yeah,
just be walking on
yeah.
somebody's land and find
Yeah,
something, or
yeah.
even not on somebody's land and find
That's
something.
right, yeah.
Do you, if they found something of significance,
Yeah.
would they have to tell the
Yep,
authorities?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to tell the authorities, but also the person
So they can't
that owns
keep it
that
quiet
land.
and try and
Yeah.
clean up type of thing.
So normally if you're going into someone's land, you'll strike a deal with them.
Right.
To say, okay, if we find something significant,
Yeah.
well, we'll
Oh
share
yeah,
it
share
50,
it.
50,
Yeah,
60,
whatever
40,
it might be.
whatever
Yeah,
it may be.
yeah.
There was one happened quite a few years ago over in Kalgoorlie where they'd actually struck a deal 50-50, and then they found this massive nugget, and the other guy said, no, I found it, I'm keeping it. And they'd end up going to court.
Of course, yeah.
By the time they'd gone through the court system and the costs involved,
Yeah.
both
There's
of them
nothing
had
left.
lost.
What a shame, yeah.
If they'd just said,
Yeah.
oh, well, let's do 50-50.
Yeah.
But again, greed
That's
took
silly,
over.
isn't it? Yeah.
And just not over that either, over a lot of other things.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
not just gold, there'd be lots of things, even property. Someone, that's the block of land, I want it, someone else, no, I
Yeah.
want it. And
Yeah.
it gets out of control sometimes.
I've gone through all
So-
the little Victorian towns too, and
Yeah.
everyone has a courthouse.
Yeah, they do that. And some of them are very
Wow.
impressive, aren't they?
Same with all
Yeah.
the churches, but
Yeah.
it's like courthouse, everyone had a
Everyone.
courthouse.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
gee, we were definitely really bad back then.
Yeah. It's like someone asking the other week about Ned Kelly. Was Ned Kelly here? I said no. Ned was more up around Beechworth, because Beechworth a long way from Melbourne. Bendigo wasn't that far away from Melbourne, and they pretty much had an established police force and that around here, whereas up around Beechworth and so on, they didn't. So that's where
Yeah.
they were up around.
Had a
there,
chance of not getting caught.
the gold and so
I
on.
got
And
to
it's warmer up there too.
Yeah, much warmer. Yeah, oh, their winters can get cold.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's
but,
out, I've got a book about Ned Kelly, and I think it was
Yeah.
factual.
Yeah, there's some interesting books.
It was a bit sad for him, really, wasn't it? You know, I
Yeah.
think the authorities did
Yeah.
them down, and the authorities weren't exactly whiter than white, were
Oh,
they?
no,
They were as
yeah.
as
There's lots of
flawed.
different theories about
Yeah,
him, that some people,
yeah.
oh, he's a hero, and other people,
Yeah.
no, he's not. So
Yeah,
everyone
yeah,
will have a different
yeah.
opinion on. I still find it interesting that Mick Jagger played Ned Kelly. I think that's one of
Did
the
he?
craziest casting in a movie of all time.
And you
Mick
just
Jagger
look,
playing Ned Kelly.
he's got that type of face though, hasn't he? You know, he looks like a criminal, doesn't
Been
he?
out there.
We'll head down here to our drills. Come on through. The white here, it looks like the white powder, that is Epsom salts. Now we mine that out, Epsom salts are great to bathe in. When you shine your light on the floor, you'll often see it looks like silver.
Yeah.
And again, that's the Epsom salts. And they make money out of that. At the moment, you're paying about $8 a box for Epsom salts.
oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And a lot of the sporting teams are using it. There's another tiny little colour in there. As a miner, you're not paid to find that. If you found that, you get a pat on the back. But you're paid by how much rock you're removing. So you're not spending a lot of time looking for gold that may or may not be in the rock.
So they wouldn't.
Let's
sorry
follow,
to interrupt you. So
let's
they
follow
wouldn't.
the reef.
They wouldn't just cut into that and.
No.
No.
No, they're I'll show you a blasting pattern.
Right.
They'll set up their blasting pattern and bring the rock away.
Right.
Yep. We'll go down this way. can run it for a couple of seconds, okay? Turn the air on nice and slow. Okay, we all set? Here we go.
That was
Yeah.
some noise, man.
It's not a bad little machine.
Yeah.
Is it? If I was drilling into the rock, it'd be even louder, because you're getting the rock, the boom boom,
Yeah.
you're hitting the rock. But we're just going into the hollow there. For the poor old miners, no earmuffs. So,
That'd be a step as opposed
yeah.
to.
Yeah. The other one was their hands, the
Yeah.
vibration through the
White
drill.
finger, yeah.
Yeah, you get the white knuckle syndrome. So your hands would end up like this. Mine's not from drilling, mine's keyboarding as a journalist for a long time. I've damaged these fingers. They're not sore, just when I order 3 drinks, I only get 2 in a bit.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which hand I order on. So if I want 3, I can do it that way. Life's tough, isn't it?
What
But
did
for
you
the
used
miners
to do?
it was. Pardon?
What did you used to do?
I was a journalist, so a sports reporter. I was paid to watch people play footy, cricket and netball. I still do a little bit of that. That was my full-time job. Now it's here. But yeah, I got paid to watch people play sport. Not a bad gig, is it?
No.
So, but for the poor old miners, yeah, hearing issues, breathing problems, sore hands and arms. And if you're unlucky, it's all 3. And some people say, well, why would you be a miner? Well, they're well paid for what they do, but it was generational. Granddad had been a miner, Dad's a miner, I'm a miner. Okay? And the illnesses didn't happen within a week or 2, that's over years and years of mining. My pa was a miner, 1930s, over in Tasmania at Queenstown. Pa moved here in the 1940s and he worked here. I'm incredibly lucky to work where my granddad worked. But as a boy, I didn't understand how hard my pa worked. I used to think, oh yeah, go to work, blow up rock, throw it in the truck, how easy is that? Now I've got a great understanding of how tough my pa was. To every group I have, and it doesn't matter what their ages are, I always say to them, appreciate what your parents and grandparents are doing for you and have done. You make your own mark, but parents and grandparents play a big part helping you get where you are.
Yeah.
I always say, remember that. My other pop, he had a lot to do with me, and he always said, never forget where you're from and never forget me. I don't know that'll never happen. Yeah, that to me was really important.
Yeah.
Every day, there'll be something that reminds me of my pop.
Yeah.
There'll be something someone does or something says,
Yeah.
and I think, gee, that sounds like my pop.
Yeah.
Yep, let's head on down this way.
Did you run that dry then, or did you run it dry?
No, I didn't run the water. No, we used to have the water going, but when we turned it on, so that this man was standing, you'd get the water flushing, rushing, and
Yeah.
people were getting wet.
No, it
So the
didn't.
boss said, we won't turn the water on. If I had the water going, it would lessen the sound a little bit with the water.
Yeah.
But yeah, the boss said, no, let's not turn the water on. If people are just getting wet, we don't want that. Whether they're in dirt, old clothes or new clothes.
You get the
So,
idea anyway.
Yeah, you get the idea of happening. The one down the bottom here, that's just the air releasing, don't panic. That's the turtle. That's where the oil goes into. My first week here, I think they do it to all of here comers. They said, can you go down and top up the turtle? You told me there's no animals underground. So I'm going around and they said, no, it's at the drills, mate, where the oil goes. Oh, okay. And they're all having a great chuckle. At
As
least
they will
they
do.
didn't ask me to get the left-handed hammer.
Yeah.
Well, they're still looking for that one.
What's the other one? Striped paint and all that.
No,
stuff.
yeah, go to the stores and ask. Go to
Yeah.
the stores and ask for a long wait.
Yeah, long wait. That's
What did you say? What?
A long way.
A long wait.
Is that a
Yeah.
filter basket down there?
so
I haven't heard
the,
that one. Oh,
Yeah.
that one.
Is that a filter basket, is it? Or what is it? What is it?
it's a turtle, so that's where the oil goes into.
So lubricator.
The lubricator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you're putting the oil into there. So you've got your toolbox over there and so on. This one here, these are the air drills. These were first been made in the 1950s in Sweden. They were never used on the Bendigo goldfield because by 1950s most mines were closing. But these were used a lot in Kalgoorlie and Broken Hill and so on. They're a great drill. They weigh about 50 kilo, but you can manoeuvre them around the wall quite easily. Whereas this one, you've got to be using a post. So
Yeah.
setting your post up and then sliding it. So that weighs about 80 kilo all up. So 2 miners would help one another carry that through the mine. This one put it on your shoulder and off you go. You're not carrying it for kilometres, but they'll carry it. What's the cooking
This
show?
one will drill faster.
No, this one will go even quicker.
Really?
Yeah, that one can do the 5 foot hole in 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, but there's a lot of, the guys using these ones and girls, they get a lot of through here, through their forearms. So that one there, you go often with your hands because you're holding the there, but this one was more like a jackhammer sort of feel. There's a couple of guys on one of the cooking shows, they were from me and Isa, they were drillers at me and Isa. The arms on them, they had arms like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And someone, how do you get arms that big? It's from working on these sort of drills. So, yeah, they're incredibly big, they're incredibly strong.
Their fingers.
Yeah, and their fingers, yeah. Again, just watch the past it, that's okay. So this is our blasting area. This is the Bendigo drag cut. And what the miners do, we drill 4 holes per row, 2 feet apart, and we're packing those holes with gelignite sticks. Okay, so with our gelignite, our detonator and our fuse. And with our fuses, we're cutting them at different length. We want the blast going off half a second apart. If it all goes off at once, rock will break. All it does is fall on itself and stay in the wall. We want it coming away from the wall. So when you drill, where the white peg is, you're going in on an angle to get a wedge into the rock. The rest, you bore straight in. It's 4 sticks per hole. Using your carbide length, we light them. And we work our way up the wall. When the blast goes off, here, cutting into the rock. This row, down and away. Next row, down and away. The bottom row, they're the lifters. They're the last to go off. And I'll take the rock from here out to the middle of the floor. There'll be 16 tonne of rock come away, so 32 trucks to be filled. We go 7 feet, or 210 centimetres high, 5 feet, or 150 across, and 6 feet, or 180 into the face. The pattern in the middle here, this is the burn cut. This is all the way from Sweden. It's a newer way. You drill a hole in the middle, but you do not pack that with any gelignite. Do the others at shoulders and necks. When this blast goes off, that's our weakest point, so rock falls to there and then away. And the miners will light their pattern. They have 5 minutes when they light their first fuse to get everything lit and make their way at least 60 metres away. They don't run down there, they walk. Yeah, head on down there, hands over ears, count the blast. Now this one, you might want to put hands over ears, try and count them, it's part of your mining exam for tomorrow, and if you want to film it, you can, okay? You ready? So fire in the hole. Anyone count how many?
No, that was just scary at the start. Down there.
Yeah, we needed 12. If we had 11, it's a misfire. And the next crew, they'll go in, wait 30 minutes for the fuse to die out and the smoke to clear. They'll sift through the rock, find the unexploded sticks. Now, if they're in good enough condition, we'll use them for another blast. If they're broken, you don't. You light a small fire, put the stick near it and let it burn out slowly. You know, in the old days, gelignite's taken out of your pay, and you might say to your mate, broken stick, let's use it and save money. Might save money, but you might get hurt. But most of the time, the blast went off, no problem at all. When we talk of half a second, very difficult to measure on your watch. This is half a second, the tip of your thumb, 2.5 centimetres an inch. Doesn't matter how big your hands are or how tall you are, tip of your thumb will be 2.5 centimetres. You'll be comparing thumbs later. So when you're doing your fuses, you're using your thumb. And we're measuring out so many inches, so many seconds. That's where the rule of thumb comes from.
Okay.
Why buy a ruler? I can use my thumb. So a lot of miners, they measure using their thumb, their hands, their forearm, their feet. Quite clever how it was done. Our biggest use for gold, jewellery is still at #1. Asia and the Middle East cannot get enough gold. They love their gold. Mobile phones. Every mobile has a small amount of gold in it. And not enough worth taking your mobile apart, but without it wouldn't work in here and here as well. I had a mini miner the other week, he said, did you know there's more mobile phones in the world now than people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, that is scary.
Is
I
it
got a
too
mobile-
easy to get
I got a
another?
mobile phone only 8 years ago when I started work here. Before then I didn't have one. People used to say, how do you cope without it? I said, I cope. If it's really important, people can find me.
Yeah, we have a rule phone.
Yeah. But I think sometimes people now, they got, these ones, there's that illness, isn't it? Your mobile, it's, you're out of range or technology, people panic. Yeah. I always used to think, well, if you've never had it, you know.
Yeah, don't miss it.
And then they complain that they're lonely.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, conversations go on, hasn't it? You'll go to a restaurant, people sit down, the first thing they do is look on their phones, and I'm thinking, what happened to the art of talking to one another?
I think we're slightly guilty of that too.
Yeah, maybe I'm old fashioned. The next is again, just watch the past it, that's okay. So this is our blasting area. This is the Bendigo drag cut. And what the miners do, we drill 4 holes per row, 2 feet apart, and we're packing those holes with gelignite sticks. Okay, so with our gelignite, our detonator and our fuse. And with our fuses, we're cutting them at different length. We want the blast going off half a second apart. If it all goes off at once, rock will break. All it does is fall on itself and stay in the wall. We want it coming away from the wall. So when you drill, where the white peg is, you're going in on an angle to get a wedge into the rock. The rest, you bore straight in. It's 4 sticks per hole. Using your carbide length, we like them. We work our way up the wall. When the blast goes off, here, cutting into the rock. This row, down and away. Next row, down and away. The bottom row, they're the lifters. They're the last to go off. And I'll take the rock from here out to the middle of the floor. There'll be 16 tonne of rock come away, so 32 trucks to be filled. We go 7 feet, or 210 centimetres high, 5 feet, or 150 across, and 6 feet, or 180 into the face. The pattern in the middle here, this is the burn cut. This is all the way from Sweden. It's a newer way. You drill a hole in the middle, but you do not pack that with any gelignite. Do the others at shoulders and necks. When this blast goes off, that's our weakest point, so rock falls to there and then away. And the miners will like their pattern. They have 5 minutes when they light their first fuse to get everything lit and make their way at least 60 metres away. They don't run down there, they walk. Yeah, head on down there, hands over ears, count the blast. Now this one, you might want to put hands over ears, try and count them, it's part of your mining exam for tomorrow, and if you want to film it, you can, okay? You ready? So fire in the hole. Anyone count how many?
No, that was just scary at the start. Down there.
Yeah, we needed 12. If we had 11, it's a misfire. And the next crew, they'll go in, wait 30 minutes for the fuse to die out and the smoke to clear. They'll sift through the rock, find the unexploded sticks. Now, if they're in good enough condition, we'll use them for another blast. If they're broken, you don't. You light a small fire, put the stick near it and let it burn out slowly. You know, in the old days, gelignite's taken out of your pay, and you might say to your mate, broken stick, let's use it and save money. Might save money, but you might get hurt. But most of the time, the blast went off, no problem at all. When we talk of half a second, very difficult to measure on your watch. This is half a second, the tip of your thumb, 2.5 centimetres an inch. Doesn't matter how big your hands are or how tall you are, tip of your thumb will be 2.5 centimetres. You'll be comparing thumbs later. So when you're doing your fuses, you're using your thumb. And we're measuring out so many inches, so many seconds. That's where the rule of thumb comes from.
Okay.
Why buy a ruler? I can use my thumb. So a lot of miners, they measure using their thumb, their hands, their forearm, their feet. Quite clever how it was done. Our biggest use for gold, jewellery is still at number one. Asia and the Middle East cannot get enough gold. They love their gold. Mobile phones. Every mobile has a small amount of gold in it. And not enough worth taking your mobile apart, but without it, it wouldn't work in here as well. I had a mini miner the other week. He said, "Did you know there's more mobile phones in the world now than people?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, "That is scary."
Every
I got
2
a
years
mobile-
you get
I got a
another.
mobile phone only 8 years ago when I started work here. Before then I didn't have one. People used to say, "How do you cope without it?" I said, "I cope. If it's really important, people can find me."
Yeah, we have a rule phone.
Yeah. But I think sometimes people now, they got, these ones, there's that illness, isn't it? Your mobile, it's, you're out of range or technology, people panic. Yeah. I always used to think, well, if you've never had it, you know.
Yeah, don't miss it.
And then they complain that they're lonely.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
You have conversations going, hasn't it? You'll go to a restaurant, people sit there, and the first thing they do is look on their phones, and I'm thinking, what happened to the art of talking to one another?
I think we're slightly guilty of that too.
Yeah, maybe I'm old fashioned. The next is